Good evening, everyone. I'll give this a few seconds to catch up here. Let me get the stream up on YouTube. A few seconds to catch up here. Let me get this. All right, that looks pretty good. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm excited. I'm very excited. We're going to give away some shit. Also, thanks everyone for tuning in, for spending your part of your evening with me as usual. Got a good live scheduled for tonight. Got a special guest for 5 on 5. Got some giveaways to do. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. Story time, as always. So should be a lot of fun. I'm going to do some hellos and give people a little bit of time to file in here, all right? We'll see who we got here. Already 22 people in the stream. Nice. I like it. So let's go back up here. Let's see who we got. So let's get some banners going here. Boom. Let's get that up. All right. We got Zadakim. Hello. Tri-State. What's up, my man? Chase Wilkinson. Evening. Gonzo Reviews. My main man, my mod. Michael Morgan, Mimo, my other moderator. Extraordinaire. Marcos Gamos. Evening. Kevin Kirk. Papa Rhino. Josh Mostoller. Top Dog, baby. Top Dog. How's it going? Copperlight Steve. Eran's in here. Who else we got? Budget Guy. All right, Budget Guy. Stand by, buddy. Richard Campbell. Quillen 19. What's going on? Let's see. Sifa Clamor. Sam Williams. What's up, my man? Excited for the stream. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that a lot. I'm excited for the stream. All right. Let's see. Lone Wolf. How's it going, my man? Party can start. I'm here. You're right. The party can start. Party can start for sure. So I'm hoping that we have a pretty strong attendance here because the prize pack for the live stream is pretty cool. And when you see some of the extra stuff that's in it, once I go to do the giveaway, you'll be pretty excited about that, I think. We'll try to see if we can get this all in here too before we get into Tri-State's time. Hopefully we won't run too much over into that. Country Boy 1976, how's it going? Blades in EDC. What's up, my man? Very cool, very cool. Yeah, I mean, we've already got a pretty good amount of people in here. Copperlight Steve says, I hope we can have the regulars at least. I think we will. I think we will. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in with some shout outs. We'll get things started here and we'll see who else. Take your time. I may push the start button at 8. Just started cooking dinner. All right. Sounds good, buddy. Thanks, Tri-State. So anyway, first thing, we did some basic hellos. I'll try to keep up with the chat. That's something I'm trying to be better at each week. Some shout outs first. So first of all, I want to do a big shout out to Lefty EDC. Lefty's always been really helpful, giving some constructive comments. Dwayne Letterman, what's up, my man? And this past week on his live, he basically let me have carte blanche to post links and talk about my 250 giveaway and where the channel was and stuff. He also showed Fully Deployed. That was right after I actually got out of the chat for the night. But he showed the episode on his live stream, which was really cool. And a lot of people seem to like that. I'm going to talk about Fully Deployed tonight. So shout out to Lefty. He helped me get over 250. And as you can see, if any of you have checked my channel, we're at like 277 or 278 right now. So we picked up a bunch of people since just last Thursday. So I'm very appreciative of that. If you're new to my live streams or new to my channel, thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you for coming into the live stream tonight. Even if we weren't doing a giveaway tonight, I think you would have a lot of fun in the live stream. Most of the folks that come in here all the time have a good time. Kevin Kirk, what's going on? Kyle Kuhn, what's up, my man? Hey, homie, I spot them golf clubs in the background. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I actually played this past week, so some good, some bad. Let's see. Neil McKenzie, what's up, my man, Neil? Woo! Shout out to Neil. All right. Joe Kasparek, what's going on, my man? Some other shout outs. So we did Lefty, OCD for EDC. I want to shout them out too. They definitely gave me some extra swag items, stickers, and some little things to include in some giveaways, and those will be paid forward in tonight's giveaways. So OCD for EDC, shout out to them. Gonzo and Mimo, my two moderators, thank you guys very much for being here every week and doing a great job with the stream. We don't really have too many problems, but they're always there to squash the spam and throw up channel links and Instagram links for people who have those accounts. So I really appreciate that as well. Quick shout out to Benchmade as well. I'll tell you why in a little bit. Had a customer service experience with them that was positive. I will tell you about that. And also shout out to Grumpy Grunt, and I will tell you why about that in a little while as well. So that's what I got for this week's shout outs. But most of all, guys, shout out to you. Okay. Shout out to you, the subscribers. You're the reason I'm at 250 plus. You guys are the reason I'm here doing a live stream every week with a fairly small channel. I really, really appreciate everything you guys have done to support me. And hopefully I will keep entertaining you guys and keep giving you good knife content. That's Kevin Kirk. I told my friends, both of them. Yeah. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate that. So again, a lot of cool stuff I got to bring up and some stuff we're going to talk about. But while we have a bunch of people here in the channel, we're up to about what, 35. So that's not too bad. We usually hit about 40 or 50. So I'm hoping maybe we'll break that 50 plateau this week. Stacy Bolster Blades. What's going on, Stacy? Kevin Copperlight Steve says, Kevin Kirk, I didn't have to tell my friends. I have none. I'm sure you have a few, at least a couple. Let's see. Double Dog 0311. What's up, my man? Semper Fi, brother. Semper Fi. So let's see who else we got here. Our Blade Queen. Yeah, Stacy Bolster Blades is in the house. That is true. I'm hoping I see Jason Brown too tonight. I'm sure when Mattisfaction gets home from work and picking up a little mini faction, he'll probably jump in the stream too. But again, thank you for everybody for hopping in tonight. So the first thing I want to do, as we do on most channels, is I want to start with pocket checks. You guys show me yours on the chat, and I will show you mine while you guys are getting them all typed in. All right. So we don't have that many people here. Bang, bang. What's up, my man? Good evening. So go ahead and start with pocket checks, folks. Let's see what you got. Let's show me what you got, people. And I'll show you what I got. All right. I know the stream has a little bit of a delay. Who else we got in here? Hoorah, Semper Fi. That's right. Hoorah. Let's see. Okay, they're starting to roll in already. Look at this. Woohoo. Yeah. All right. So we got, where are we starting out here? So Iran says he's carrying the, whoa, got to kill the chat. He's carrying the Wii Fornix. Nice. Very, very nice. Ooh, got to go back up here a little bit. Let's see. Blades and EDC, Petrified Fish Scholar and Kvist variant. Very nice. Those Kvist were nice. I did not get in on those, but I kind of wish I did. Let's see what else we got here. Papa Rhino is carrying a Kaiser Roach exclusive with OD McCarta. Kevin Kirk is carrying the Kubi P138W. Let's see. Top Dog's got the Manly Wasp in S90B. Very nice. Very nice. Awesome knife. Let's see. Blades Hook Daniels carrying the Civi Chevalier and the Spider Koshmak. Two very cool knives. The Chevalier is on my list of knives to buy. I've just been overindulging a little bit nice lately, so gotta hold off until I've got some extra cash. Neil Drake's carrying the Kaiser Deviant. Very nice. Let's see what else we got here. Ooh, chat just jumped on me. Let's see if I can go back and figure out where everybody is. Let's see. Richard Campbell's carrying the Sabibi Riffle. Tool Pig's carrying the O Knife Drever. Very cool knife. The O Knife Drever is a very cool knife. I did not own it, but I've held it. I like it. I'm going to get one of those at some point. So yes. Let's see. What's up, Laura? Welcome. Let's see. Will B's got a whole bunch of knives. XM23 Bowie Spyderco PM2, Kaiser Mega Leader XL, Sabibi Chevalier, Streamlight Macro Stream, and an Everyman Grafton pen. Very nice, Will. Very nice. Sam Williams, Para 3 Lightweight. Byron Kennedy is carrying the Kaiser Assassin and the Off-Grid Enforcer XLRD. Shane Thomas, Lands 910 Judge. No, Judge me as you will. No, that's okay, buddy. All right, what else we got here? Joe Kasperk's carrying the Buck Huxby, Rough Rider 222, and a Phoenix PD40. Oh, chat just jumped again. Woohoo! Let's see where we're at. Let's see. Bang Bang is rocking the Kaiser Land. There's Laura Gillespie. Let's see. Michael Morgan, one of my moderators, carrying a Knife Center exclusive Revo Ness and a Rough Rider Reserve Barlow, both in brown micarta. Very nice, sir. Let's see. Zatakim, nothing right now, but I'm eating a burrito with Chick-fil-A sauce. Well, hey, that's okay, buddy. That's okay. I'm sure you had something in your pocket at some point today. Let's see. Gonzo is carrying Dager OTF, a Savivi Chevalier, a Lancelot wallet, and a Forest tank. Very nice, sir. I appreciate that. Can appreciate that as well. Anytime you're carrying some Forest goods, that's always nice. Let's see. Chase Wilkinson's here tonight. I carry a blacked out Para 3 King's Hanks Room 237 themed tank with an Olight i5T EOS. The 5T EOS is really nice. It's the rechargeable one with lithium-ion batteries in speckled black. Ooh, that sounds nice. I like that. Let's see. Quillen's carrying the Kaiser Justice and Old Timer as a 5th pocket. Cool. Devil Dog 0311. I'm 0351, by the way, Devil Dog. Carrying the M-Tech Marines Edition. Very nice. Let's see. Stacy Blades. She's throwing out some shout outs to people. Freak Show. These better not be the 5 knives you're showing in a little while. ZTO 640 with BGM regrind. LE 20 CV bug out with RGT burlap micarta scales and triple X adrenaline XXX hardware. I have some triple X adrenaline hardware incoming for my 940-2, by the way. Sharpshooter, Leatherman Charge Plus, Olight Warrior Mini 2 Forest Tank, and multiple tactical pens. Woo! That's a pocket full of stuff, my friend. All right, let's see what else we got up here. Now, if I can catch up with chat jumping again, where did that go? Holy crap. Let's see. I can send mine to you to check out Iona's Edge. Yes, Gonzo. You know, we'll talk about that in Instagram off of the live. But yes, I'm always open to checking out new stuff. Let's see who else we got here. Philip Jansen's got the mini sheepdog in 10B. I have the regular sheepdog in 10B and a mini sheepdog in CPM 154. Both really cool knives, although my regular sheepdog broke. We'll have to talk about that sometime. Let's see. What else? Chase Wilkinson, I want to customize my knife, but I'm truly unsure of what scales I'd like. Any suggestions? Depends what knife we're talking about. Mike Jernak, what's up, brother? Acid Test Kids is in the house as well. Acid Test Kids with the Savivi Lazar and the Cogent. Let's see what else we got here. We're going to have another comment jump, as we did. Trying to get through all these knives, baby. All right, let's see. Where did we go here? Holy cow. Let's see. Freak Show weighs less than his carry. Yeah, right. I know, right? Whatever he weighs, it's probably less than how many knives he's carrying. Who else we got here? We got Freak Show. We got Top Dog. I'm trying to see what else we got for knives. Dwayne Leonard's carrying Chris Reed. Is that a Chris Reed? CKF Osum and Olight P38. Mateo's in the house. What's up, Mateo? Got some jerky. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Let's see what else we got here. Who else are we missing? Todd Carr. Oh, no one, don't leave you out, brother. I'm not gonna leave you out. Leatherman Surge, Gerber Dime, Gerber Shard SD Classic, 3-inch, 7CR liner lock carabiner knife as a keychain. Cold Steel 4 Max Scout, very nice. Kubi KU 322, another cool knife. CGRB More Malia 5th Pocket, nice, nice. Let's see what else we got here. We got usually a Devil Dog 0311 says usually a Gerber or Spyderco. I don't carry Gerbers anymore. Had too many bad experiences with them, but there are some good ones out there. Let's see who else we got in here that hasn't shown me a knife yet. Me with knives. What's going on, brother? Woohoo! Let's see. Who else? Who else do we not have, right? Neil McKenzie is carrying a Gerber Suspension NXT. Thank you, Neil, for tuning in tonight. And let's see. Dark Gravity. What's up, my man? Can never miss that avatar, ever. Dark Gravity is carrying a Crew Carta PM2 by Spyderco, a GEC 94 Maximet PM2 with frag titanium scales, the Tag Heuer watch, tactile turn slim, Olight i3T EOS titanium. Very nice, sir. All right, let's see. Back to my TV carry, the Neon XL. Carrying my Winkler belt knife, Son Bradley. Very nice, sir. Very nice. Man, how many people got to stream? It seems like I've been counting knives for 45. Just 5 more to break the 50 mark. That's cool. I hope we get there. Let's see who else we got here. Any more? I think I might have got all the knives. Stacy says, I've still been carrying my Spyderco Manix 2. I'd like to get the lock. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, so any more knives here? Oh, yeah. Top dog. Kinds of Justice. One hell of a knife. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is. Let's see who else we got. Light Steve. That's right. So there are 48 of you in the stream right now, but there are only 39 likes on that like button. Smash that like button for me, please. That's right. Hit that like button. If you are here, you obviously like being in my lives, so hit the button for me, please. Thank you very much. Let's see, Chase Wilkerson. Spyderco Para 3 or paramilitary 2. So there's a few people, Chase, that are Spyderco aficionados in this stream. I am not, actually. A lot of the Spydercos don't fit my hands well. I like the Native Series knives. So somebody else might be able to help Chase Wilkerson out with a recommendation on scales for his knife. Let's see. What else we got here? How many went for the Shaman? Corbett Steve, how many went for the Shaman in M4? I decided to do the 535-3 instead. Okay. I mean, M4 is cool. I mean, it's, you know, it's a good steel, good edge retention. Obviously, that's what it's known for. But the 535-3, that's cool too. Yep. Anybody else? Did I miss anybody? I don't think so. Drubby Tunes Originals. Whoa. Chat just jumped. Sorry if I miss any greetings listening while driving. That's okay, Drubby. No problem, my man. There'll be plenty of good things to hear on the stream. There's going to be story time. There's going to be a bunch of other stuff coming up. So we will get to that. Grumpy Grunt. What's up, my man? Woohoo. You had to search me down for a live. No notice again. That's interesting. Huh. I wonder why. Double Dog, what's going on, my man? Semper Fi, brother. Bunch of Marines in the stream tonight. That's good. I love it. So anyway, I think we got through with all of the pocket checks. So let me tell you what I got in my pocket today. I am carrying a Petrified Fish 949 in green micarta. This is the full-size one, not the Warrior X. I am reviewing this knife. By the way, this will be one of the Friday knives. I am also carrying, thanks to a very good friend of mine who's here in the chat and missed his shout out, Grumpy Grunt, I am also carrying the Giant Mouse Ace Riv. It's a Riat-made knife, tiny little 5th pocket type carry, frame lock, in LMAX. Super cool little knife. Just started messing around with this today. This was one of the knives that Grumpy sent me. I gave him a nice shout out for that. But again, Grumpy is an awesome guy. So if you're not subscribed to Grumpy's channel and you're hearing my stream, you better get your butt over there and subscribe, because Grumpy is part of the reason that I'm here. So that's what this community is about, paying back to other members of the community. Grumpy, Matisfaction, Tri-State, a bunch of people like that have all been super helpful to me. And I'm going to try to pay that forward to the next people coming down the line in the community as well. So again, go check out Grumpy Grunt if you're not already subscribed to him. All right. And then, of course, to finish off my pocket checks, I am carrying the Olight. This is the I1R2, cool little knife. And I'm always carrying some form of the Victorinox SD Classic. I've got about, I don't know, 5 or 6 of these in different color schemes and different, you know, what do you want to call it? Texturing. But I love these. You never know when you're going to get a splinter, when you need to cut something tiny, or when you just need to hand a knife to somebody to open a package or something like that, and you don't want to hand them a $200 or $300 everyday carry to drop on the ground, right? So you give them one of these, and they can't really hurt themselves. Plus, I love having tweezers for splinters and crap like that. So that's in my pocket. And then I'm also carrying one of Mrs. Edge's chainmail dodecahedron fidget balls. That's right, I said balls. Balls. All right, anyway. I hope I didn't miss anybody in the chat. I've tried to catch a lot of you guys as you came in. So also wanted to mention a couple quick things. So 5/8, 2 days ago, was the official 5-month anniversary of my channel. Still can't believe it. 5 months. 5 months since I shot 2 videos back to back, threw them up there, and decided to start messing around with having a YouTube channel. Did not intend to do live streams ever, but here I am, guys, for the 3rd episode. And I usually get a fair amount of you folks in the community here, so I guess you like it. So that's cool. It wasn't something that was on my radar. I just had a bunch of friends that asked about knives and people who were interested in knives that I knew. So I started a channel and took off from there. So I'm really grateful. Thank you, everyone. Very much appreciative. Where am I going from here? Obviously, we're closer to 300 already than we were to 250 just a week ago. Really, my only goal is I like to get to 500 subs because I'd love to have a community tab where I can post stuff and give you guys notices during the week when we're outside of videos and the actual live stream. I think that would be super cool. I'm in no rush to get there. The channel's growing just fine. It's growing very organically. The vast majority of people who are signed up here are knife people who are watching reviews and watching my live streams and watching Fully Deployed. So just going to keep rolling with that and doing what I do. But again, thanks very much. So let's see what else we got going on here in the comments. Tale as old as time. Starting is the hardest part. Good on you, brother. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Tri-State. Appreciate that. And yeah, and things have been refined. Now, one of the things I learned from, I want to talk about that for real quick because I got Tri-State's comment up here on the screen. One of the things I learned from watching his channel, even though I'm never going to have the level of production that he has because I just don't have the time to put into that, was if you go back and look through the thumbnails for a lot of my videos, you'll see there's a point there where I was watching a lot of Cole's live streams, and I started noticing how much time he put into taking really good thumbnail pictures to attract people to his videos. And I started to put more time into that and put more thought into how to make the cover placard or thumbnail for my videos look a little bit more appealing to people. And so that's something that, I've worked on, even though I don't have the photography skills of someone like him or Brandon over at Everyday Minimalist, who also has a great channel and has super content. But I did decide to kind of brush up some of that stuff and make it look a little bit more appealing to folks. And it's paid off. Obviously, my views on my videos have continued to go up, and that makes me happy. So that's really what I'm here for. The more people that are watching, the better. So really, 500 is my only goal. I don't have any thoughts past 500. I'm sure at some point I'll go much higher than that. But yeah, Tri-State says, hell yeah, man. They've got to like what they see. Even before they click on the video, a clean thumbnail brings them in. True, and that was something that I learned from watching you and basically trying to make that make everything look a little more professional on the site. So that's pretty much it. The community tab is something I really want. It's 500 subscribers. Once you go over 500 subscribers, you can activate a community tab. that'll let you talk back and forth with the people in the community. I think that's fantastic. I want that. So at some point when I get to 500, that will happen. Let's talk about fully deployed a little bit. Now that you guys have had a full week to sort of digest that, I'm interested in what some of your feedback is. There have been some good comments on the actual video. And I will tell you right now that the second episode of Fully Deployed will air on May 15th. That's this Sunday. So I threw around whether or not I wanted to do that every week or every 2 weeks. Eionan's Tri-State shows like that's why he gets viewers. Cole is very awesome. And it does not hurt that he has a very, very attractive wife who is a fantastic person as well. So, they're a good tag team, and between the stickers and being able to throw a little bit of car on the screen every once in a while, that definitely does not hurt. But more power to him, man. I mean, Cole's a good guy. He has a great channel. So Cole says, I want Puppets as guests on a future Knife Shop episode. Yeah, we might be able to do that, Cole. We'll see. So anyway, Fully Deployed will be every other week right now. And if I get the inspiration or something happens big in the knife community or knife news or in the world that I think relates to, something that I can put into a skit, because they're only going to be about 2 or 3 minutes long, then I will do that. And I will put in a bonus episode. You'll get an extra episode 1 week or something like that. But right now, based on my work schedule and the time I have for the channel, I think it'll be every 2 weeks. Yes, Grumpy said, I just got my community tab. Thanks for the reminder. Be right back. That's right. So you have to go activate that. So once Grumpy just went over 500, congratulations, by the way, brother. I hope to follow in your footsteps. And you basically get that tab and you can activate that, and you can leave messages for people and post stuff and tell people if you got knives for sale or stuff you're looking for or whatever. So I think that'd be great. I can't wait to get to 500 just to get to that. So, but again, really happy with the channel so far. So Fully Deployed bi-weekly, episode 2 drops on May 15th. I will tell you guys, there will be at least one new character introduced in episode 2, and a request that some of you folks who are a little bit more twisted had is actually going to come to fruition in episode 2. So check it out. All right, check it out. Lefty absolutely loved it. Jared Neves loved it. He actually viewed that and left me some comments through Instagram and other stuff. So I'm really excited about that. And Cole, I know you're listening, brother. You will be appearing in an episode of Fully Deployed in the very near future. It's already mostly completed. So keep your eyes out for that. I think you guys are going to really love it. There will be a bunch of channels that make quote unquote guest appearances on Fully Deployed, and Tri-State will be one of them. So, all right. So let's see, what else have I got here? Is Freak Show in the stream and available? So when you are, brother, please throw up something in the chat and let me know when you're available, so that I can do what we're going to do here tonight. So Freak Show, let me know when you're finished eating. All right. So anyway, while we're waiting for Freak Show, I wanted to have a quick discussion. So Cole says, my face and mustache are trademarked. Okay. Let's see. I watched Tri-State for the car, the backgrounds, the sermons, the knives. Who's this Cole character? No, you watch Tri-State for the shopping and the Sezzle purchases. That's what you watch Tri-State for. Stacy says, I watch for the insurance tips. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Freak Show, yes. Okay, so Freak Show, I'm going to post the link here for you. So hold on, buddy. All right. Hold on just a second. Okay, let's get that going. All right, so you're going to see a link in there, Freak Show. All you got to do is click on that, and that should bring you over to StreamYard. So I will hold off on the discussion that I'm about to have until after we do Freak Show. He's going to come on, folks. You're going to see for the very first time live on the internet, Freak Show is going to come on as a special guest on my channel. He will be doing a face reveal, but he will also be doing, what's up, JN? How's it going, Ninja? He will also be doing the 5 and 5 for this week. So also, while I got this whole big chat up here with, let's see, how many people we have right now? 51! 51. I might have a special surprise for you because we went over 50. We'll see. But while I got 51 people in the chat right now, I am looking for someone who wants to do 5 and 5 next week. There's a lot of new people in chat tonight. So I'll tell you what 5 and 5 is while I am waiting to bring Freak Show on stage. I see you, brother. I'll have you in a second, all right? Stand by. I do this thing on my channel called 5 and 5. There's also going to be another new feature I'm introducing tonight, which is going to be a lot of fun. But 5 and 5 is basically very simply this. Freak Show's coming on to do that here in a few minutes, and hopefully stick around for a few minutes as a guest. 5 and 5 is any week you can come on my channel, on my live streams, and bring 5 of your knives. Any 5, it could be your 5 most recent, your 5 favorites, whatever it may be. And I'll give you 5 minutes or thereabouts to show us your 5 knives that you have. You do not have to show your face unless you want to. So all you really need is a cell phone or a laptop with a webcam and a mic, or a webcam and a mic on a computer, whatever. And I'll give you 5 minutes to come in and show me 5 cool knives. And the reason I started this real quick was because every time that we do pocket checks, I read through all your knives and I look at the list and I say, holy cow, I really like those knives. Those are super cool. And I would love to see them. And basically, this gives you guys a chance to show off your knife collection to the rest of the stream. So if you're interested in doing the 5 and 5 on my channel, all you got to do is just email me at eionansedge@gmail.com or contact me on Instagram. Most of you know how to find me on Instagram, and just let me know you want to come on. That's it. And I can have more than one person if a couple people contact me in the same week. I'm looking for somebody for next week. So somebody in the stream, step up and bring me in 5 knives next week. Okay. That's your mission. Somebody's going to do it. All right. So without further ado, I am going to bring on Freak Show for his face reveal and 5 and 5. Here we go.
What's going on, YouTube?
Hey, what's up, brother?
I don't have your audio very loud. It won't come through the earpieces.
That's okay. So what have you got for us tonight, brother? What have you got for knives? What have you got for knives?
I'm going to have to change this audio. Give me 1 second. All right. We there?
Yeah. Are we good?
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay, cool. So what have you got? What have you got? Yeah, you sound fine, man. You sound and look great. So what have you got to show us tonight, man?
All right. First up, it's going to be my Benchmade Anthem. Anodized by me. Sent it to BGM Knives for a regrind. Thing cuts like a laser beam now. Action still Anthem action. It's not great, but it's not bad. Oh. I wish the bearings were a little better. Number 2 is the bug out I carried today with the RGT burlap micarta scales and the full adrenaline hardware set. Even the access bar.
Triple X adrenaline. Those are cool. Those are cool. Yep.
Yeah. This blade is the 20 CV blade from those really ugly Jade G10 scales with the blue butterfly.
Yeah.
The only thing stock on it's the blade, the liners, and the springs.
Yep. Yep.
I've got 4 bug outs left.
Yep. I have a bug out too that I modified pretty heavily with the AWT stuff, and I really like that way more than the stock version. So
yeah, I need to try the AWT scales. I've heard good things.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I had a conversation about that in another live that we, you know, I look at like knives like the Asher Nomad and stuff, and you see like a similar knife for like the same price point with better steel and scales than the bug out. And I actually own a couple of bug outs, so I like them. But I find that to get them kind of to their sweet spot, they usually need some tweaking. They need some modifications.
Yeah. What steel comes on the Ashers?
The Ashers come with M390.
Oh, okay.
And G10, and
All
I think they're going to release a Thai version of that too. But the Asher's $95.
Yeah, but I haven't had an Asher in hand. I haven't sharpened one, so better steel would depend on the heat treat of that M390.
And the other knife I put in that same category is the 20CV Hogue Deca. So
yeah, this isn't
great.
one of my 5, but I've actually got the Magna Cut Deca in my back pocket right now.
That's okay. You can show more than 5 knives. I like that. Cool.
Hey, I got a ton of them out here with me.
All right.
But this one surprised me. The Magna Cut, I've been using at work, cutting through really thick cardboard, and I haven't even had to sharpen it yet. It's still got the factory edge on it, and it still bites. When I put my thumb to it, it still has bite to it.
Nice, nice. Very cool. So what's the next one? What have you got for us? What's next up in line?
The ZT I carried today. Also another one I had sent to BGM for a regrind because I like my knives to cut, and the 0640 just does not cut from the factory. It is way too thick for such a short blade, as you know, it's not real tall. I wish he would have taken it a little thinner. I might send it back and have another regrind done. I'm testing OCD for EDC Slick 'em All in it right now.
Yep, I just got some of that. I haven't had a chance to use it.
This is a knife on washers, and it locks up solid, no blade play, and it drops. So far I'm pretty impressed.
Well, a lot of people might not know this about me, but I'm a huge ZT fan because the way I found my knife and my way into the knife collecting hobby and all of this is I used to carry a lot of USA made Kershaws, and then after I bought my first Benchmade, I decided to venture into ZTs, and I fell in love with a bunch of them. So now I've got a whole collection of those as well. And I'm really high on what ZT does in a lot of cases. None of these knife companies are perfect, but they make a lot of really ruggedly built knives, and that's what I like about ZTs. They're all pretty rugged, you know.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of designs that speak to me. I've got an 0450. It was actually the first knife I modded myself, and it's got a really janky finger choil that I added, and that is my absolute beater knife because I do not care what happens to it. The heat treat on that S35 is trash, and I've used that thing to dig through the wall hanging cabinets, and it's hell going through sheetrock. That edge rolled. I mean, sheetrock's not really hard, and that edge just got destroyed. I resharpened it, and it does okay, but that's another one they just ground way too thick for my normal use cases. I've got to have something that actually cuts on me day to day.
Yep. They definitely had heat treat problems. There's a series of knives, not just with S35, but there was some 20 CV they had issues with too there for a little while. So there's no doubt about that there've been some issues. So what else have you got there to show us? I know you got at least 1 or 2 more.
The next one's going to be the knife that's very rapidly becoming one of my favorite to use. It's the Jack Wolf knife sharpshooter.
I'd say that's a Jack Wolf. Yep. Very nice.
The grind on this thing is amazing. The walk and talk is probably the best of any slip joint I've ever handled. The slip is nice. I carry my slip joint in the same pocket I do my main knife, and I also carry my keys in that pocket. because I'm not one that is really worried about scratching up the finish on a knife. But, you know, that one's nice enough that the slip helps protect it from the keys. Because all my knives are users. I don't believe in safe queens. My simple philosophy is if I won't use it, I won't carry it. And if I won't carry it, I won't buy it.
Oh, gotcha. I mean, for years, I only carried knives that I carried to work and, you know, used every day at work. I don't really have safe queens. I've used every one of my knives, but because I don't have a job where I have to do quite as much with a knife anymore, I tend to rotate them in and out of my pocket. I don't really have a job where I have to use a knife kind of like all day long, you know. But I agree with that. I agree with using them. Last week on the live, you remember we talked about knives that cost like $2,500 and up, and like, would you ever actually use a knife like that? I think most of the people in the stream tonight probably wouldn't use a knife that costs $5,000. You know what I mean? Because
that's way out of my budget. One day I'm gonna have an Arius, and I will carry it to work because I believe that's a knife that can stand up to what are my normal tasks. I work in shipping and receiving, so I cut through a lot of thick cardboard, basically for corner protectors for pallets. I cut through plastic shrink wrap and the really thick plastic banding for the pallets. I've only had one knife that's really had an issue with that. Still got to talk to the designers on that one. I've got some stuff I've got to, you know, record basically my two main tasks, and I'm going to send that to them and tell them and show them what happened to the knife, because I'm not real happy about it, because, you know, $300 knife the edge should not ripple cutting through cardboard and plastic strapping.
So, hey, after you show me the other knife that you got up there, or two, whatever it is, if you want to stick around for a few minutes, which I would love, we're going to kind of get into, I'm going to have a little story time conversation about just what you just talked about. So if you want to stick around, that would be good. But what else you got there for me, brother? What else?
Let's see. I'll show this one. Hinder or recurve fire tack. Hinder is kind of a hot topic right now. This is the only hinder I've got that's not for sale. And that's because it came back at the same time as my Anthem from BGM for a regrind. This one's got the blue anodized thumb stud. I'm thinking about swapping frames with this blade, simply because the detent's not great on this frame, and I've tried to mess with it. I can't get it any stronger. If I can't sell my other fire tack, I'll probably just swap the blades in the frames and carry that one. But yeah, I've got 3 hinders for sale if anybody wants to get in on hinders while they're going through their fire sale from the shitstorm.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Tom Weingart says, I wouldn't even think about buying a $5,000 knife even if I was really, really drunk. Yeah, so that was something we talked about last night. Like what everybody has a price point that they're comfortable with, right? Last week we were talking about that. For me, it's about $250. Like, that's where I want to try to buy most of my knives, in that price category or below. It's not that I won't spend more for a knife that I really want, but that's kind of my cushion. That's my safe place, you know, where I am. But I buy a lot of knives, obviously, that costs less than $100, because I have a channel and I have to review knives, and I don't have the budget to review $250 knives every week. Just not my thing. But yeah, $5,000 knife. Like I said, if you buy it and you use it, cool. Somebody else.
More power to you.
Yeah, somebody else mentioned too. When does a knife? At what price point and what point does a knife stop becoming a tool and it becomes a work of art? Because like that $5,000 knife, there's no special really materials in it other than the fact that it's handmade and that it had meteorite inlay in the handle, right? So, you know, and if you go with the non-meteorite one, you get a whopping discount of like $2,600 instead of $5,000. But anyway, that's you know, I'm not going to rehash that story. So what I wanted to do, I'll keep you on for just a few minutes because I want to get your input on this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell a little story and have a quick discussion for the community. Is that okay?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm gonna throw the pork chops on the grill and I'll be right back.
Okay, that's cool. So again, I'm looking for somebody over there in chat. I think somebody answered up that wants to come on and do 5 for 5 next week. All right. And it could be more than one person. All right. So hit me up on Instagram or eionansedge@gmail.com if you want to do the 5 for 5. I think, JN, you and I talked a little bit about the possibility of you doing that. So maybe I can get you on next week. That would be a lot of fun. And like I said, you'd only have to if people only have to show their faces if they want to. All right. I know some people. Oh, Blades and EDC says I'll do 5 for 5. All right, brother, hit me up, Instagram or Gmail. All right, and we'll get it going. And JN, you should hit me up too. We'll get you on an episode as well. I'm just waiting for Freak Show here to finish flipping his pork chops, and then we will get to story time. JN, yeah, there we go. Who else we got in here? Tim Cook, welcome, man. I don't remember seeing you in earlier. Maybe you were, but I've been talking. Stacy says, when I sold knives, the whole thing is how much is it worth to you? Correct, right? It's how much is somebody willing to pay? How much is it worth to you? Let's see. All right, you back, brother?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so I'm going to tell a little story. So here's the little story. So this is not story time, by the way, folks. This is just a little story to give some context. So when I was a kid, some of you know that my dad was a pretty extreme dude. I've told lots of dad stories. And my dad owned a business. He actually owned 3 businesses with a partner. And I grew up as a kid in a family business. And I worked for my first bicycle when I was 10 years old. And I got my first pocket knife around that same time. I may retell the pocket knife story tonight. We'll see, because there's a lot of new people in here that I don't think have ever heard it. But anyway, to make a long story short, I worked in a family business, and I worked in that business all the way up through high school and until I went into the Marines. And then when I got back out of the Marines, off of active duty and was in the reserves for a short time, I worked for the family business again, and then I moved on to other things. But here's how things worked in my family business, okay? If we manufactured and remanufactured products, we did auto, we did marine, we did industrial. I would be out crawling around on boats in a pair of chest waders and a throw disposable overalls. And we did a lot of different kinds of work. And the thing was, we really believed in the work that we did. We really believed in the quality of the work that we did. So if somebody came to us and they said, hey, I bought this generator for this big piece of industrial equipment, and there's a problem with it, and I think it's messed up, okay? We would take that item back, and we would look at it, and we had a process for figuring out if the mistake was ours or it wasn't, and a lot of times we could tell. And that was always the first step. The first step was always for us to get the product back in our hands, look at the product, and figure out if there was an issue with it. And if that issue was ours, or there was even a remote chance that it was ours, we would take care of it, especially if the customer was somebody who was well-known in the community or well-known in that area of the state. We would take care of it. We would fix the unit. We would explain to them, even if it wasn't our fault, we might explain to them, hey, this is what happened, and we would take care of it. But the most important step was we wanted to have that product back in our hands so that we could look at it, and then we could have a conversation with the customer about what actually took place with that unit. Everybody follow me so far? You follow me, right, Jeremy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So why am I talking?
To keep up with the comments on my tablet.
Okay. Let's see. So I'm trying to figure out. When I'm talking, I'm not good at keeping up with comments. I don't know if Grateful Panic is going live tonight or not. But anyway, here's the reason I bring this up, because I want to have a very brief conversation about the situation with RHK and transparent knives. Okay. Now, some of you in the chat, you may already have your own opinions. I'm not going to talk about what happened initially. I only want to talk about the response that took place. Okay. I'm bringing this up because I believe this affects the community as a whole. And here's how I think it affects the community as a whole. I just told you how a typical business should and would often respond to a defective product or a customer service complaint, right? That's what we just talked about. And I feel like that's the way that this situation should have been handled. There should have been a reach out. Again, I'm not talking about what was said and what the accusations were. And all right, the reason I feel this is pertinent to our community is because of this. There's only a small bit of separation between what Brian from Transparent said and a review that I would do that's negative on a knife. Okay? There's not that much difference between what he said and somebody like myself or a bigger channel like Neebs or Bees or Tri-State doing a review on a knife and saying, hey, I'm not happy with the grind. You were just talking about bad heat treats on a ZT, right? That just happened, Jeremy, a few minutes ago.
Yep.
And that was great. This is why I wanted you to stay on, because it makes my point. I would never ever expect a company, ZT, Benchmade, Rick Hinder Knives. I would never expect one of those companies to then say, I'm going to slap you with civil litigation or the threat of civil litigation because you have a problem with one of my products. I just feel like that's a bad precedent for the community. It was a very, very immature and poor way to respond to somebody's negative comments or reviews about your product. Everybody has bad knives. That's right. So a lot of people on here are already basically chiming in. So the thing with that is, and here's the thing, okay? I don't care what kind of product you make. If that's the way that you treat your customers and that's the way that you choose to respond to negative reviews or negative criticism by attacking a little guy, by basically bullying somebody with the threat of litigation, and let's make no mistake about it, he has the money and the means to drag this on as long as he sees fit. But that's not necessarily the case with Transparent and Brian. So Brian is a little guy, right? And he already said, I'm not gonna apologize for what I said because I stand behind it. At least that's the gist that I get. So he has a GoFundMe for his legal fees and all that. It's going to be interesting to see how this turns out, because I really do feel that this has bearing on us as a knife community. And if you own a channel like I do and you do reviews and this goes very poorly, man, you got to really pay attention to what you say in a knife review. Unless somebody's going to slap their lawyers on you. I mean, I don't know what everybody else thinks. I know there's some people who are fanboys of Hinder in the channel and that subscribe to my channel. I'm not trying to insult any of you guys. I'm just telling you that the customer service issue was handled very, very poorly. And to go from not handling it correctly to threatening litigation, that's just, man, that makes me shake my head. That's just a really, really poor response to this situation. And I'll let you have a little say in this too, Jeremy. So,
I'd agree with that. And it wasn't even a review. And Brian went on USA Made Blades live stream and basically told him he's had 7 or 8 hinders in and one tested out of spec. It tested like 58.6 or something like that. And he made the comment that could be within Peter's heat treat spec, because, they're going to have a spec on their 59 to 61 range.
Right.
That could be within their spec. And he said that it had mods done to it. It was acid stonewashed. I mean, he laid out everything that happened. Granted, I don't know what happened behind the scenes. I don't know if, Rick ever tried to contact him. I haven't seen him say whether he has or hadn't. but I lost a lot of respect from the view that I've seen for Rick Hinderer knives because of them going after him legally. It seems
Right.
like they're trying to basically ruin a small maker, and he doesn't even make knives.
No,
He
he just
makes
makes blades.
reblades for knives.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
he makes blades, and he doesn't even make blades that fit Hinderer knives. He does axis locks and the shark lock. Those are the only ones he does right now.
Right.
And it's just a bad look. It leaves a sour taste in my mouth, and that's the main reason. Granted, 2 of my Hinderers were already for sale, but I mean, that's the main reason I'm selling my 1 of 10 Turkey COVID edition XM Skinny Skinner.
Right. I would, and here's the thing: if we took this out of the knife community context, if this was an automobile repair shop, or I don't know, let's say a custom auto shop that manufactured parts, right, and customized cars, and everybody can have mistakes, everybody can have problems, like you said. I mentioned that the first time this came up. I said, hey, and anybody can have a bad knife, and the thing to do there would have been to say, hey, send me back the blade. Right? Send me back the blade. I'll take a look at it. We'll test it on our machine. We'll see if having the flipper tab cut off or having the blade acid washed affected the heat treat in any way. Right? And the right thing to do there would have been just said, hey, look, we want everybody to be happy. So we'll send, if it's not within spec, we'll send you a blade. I mean, that would have been a really easy fix. And then you would have had a happy customer, and you would have had somebody else in the knife community who makes blades supporting your product because you stood behind it even though you weren't the original owner. And a lot of knife manufacturers do that. Benchmade doesn't care whether you're the original owner of a knife. I'm going to talk about that in a second. So anyway, I don't want to beat this to death, but it is important to note that if you were treated this way by any other kind of company, right? If any other kind of company that supplied you a product and you gave them a negative review and said there was issues with their work or issues with their quality control, whether that's true or not, I'm not going to hash that out, and they threatened to sue you, you would never want to do business with them again. You would never want to buy their products again. And you certainly would not think that that company cared about their customer service and the way that they're perceived in the community. So I'm going to end it on that because that's the way I feel.
Well, I just want to add, as a large maker, when you send somebody a legal document like that, who has a big following, who has, he wasn't the one that blew this out of proportion, but he's been upfront and out with everything that's happened throughout this situation. You've got to know that legal document's going to go public.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it looks.
You're shooting yourself in the foot by doing it.
Yeah, I agree. The optics are very bad for RHK, and like I said, I'll never buy a knife from them. It'll never happen. You know what I mean? I don't care who's right and who's wrong.
I've already made that comment to my wife.
The response is what I am referring to. So along those same lines, let me just say this. I gave a shout out at the beginning of the broadcast to Benchmade, and here's why. I called up Benchmade recently. Some of you guys know that I took a spill at work, right? At my job. I work at a golf course. I was power washing some golf carts at night by myself. I took a really bad spill. The power washer got stuck underneath a cart tire, and I basically got thrown over the carts and landed on my back and my side. When I did, I had my Benchmade Mini Griptilian in my right pocket that day. I wasn't thankfully carrying another knife I was reviewing, but that knife got kind of banged up. So the titanium pocket clip, arrow pocket clip that was on it got all scraped up. Didn't bend, but got all scraped up. And then the thumb studs on the blade, on that side of the blade, got kind of ground down, ripped through my pants, and got ground down. And so the knife still functioned perfectly. There's no functional issue with the knife, but I kind of wanted to replace the thumb studs. I thought, I'll call Benchmade and I'll get a set of thumb studs from them. So I called them up, and I got a nice lady on the phone, and I told her what happened. And I said, look, I just want to replace the thumb studs. I don't want them to be all kind of, torn up from hitting the concrete and all rough feeling and everything, right? And she's like, oh, no, no problem, you know? And she goes, do you want to replace that pocket clip too while you're at it? And I'm like, sure, what's that going to cost me? She goes, this is not going to cost you anything, nothing. And I'm like, but, you know, this is not a wear and tear issue. Like I fell, like I took a really bad fall. The knife just happened to be in my pocket. She goes, we don't care. She goes, we're going to warranty it for you anyway. We're just going to give you the parts and let you make your knife like new and send you on your way. Didn't cost me a dime, not in shipping, not in anything. I was ready to pull out my credit card and pay 10 or 15 bucks or 20 bucks plus the shipping for the parts because I wanted to fix the knife. That's good customer service. She goes, even though it technically doesn't fall under a warranty issue, we want you to be happy as a customer. She goes, you probably we want you to own other Benchmade knives if you already don't. I said, well, I already own a bunch of them. I've got over a dozen. I said, I'm not like Zach, who has over 100. And she goes, I know who Zach is. She knew who he was. I'm like, Zach's got like 100 Benchmade. She goes, I know who Zach is.
He's the boss man. Of course they know who he is.
She knew who he was. That was super funny. She goes, I know who Zach is. And I said, yeah, I'm in the knife community too. I have a small channel. I told her this after she said she was going to give me the stuff for free. But the point is, 3 days later, my parts arrived. And it didn't cost me a dime. And it wasn't Benchmade's fault that those parts needed to be replaced. It was my fault. I fell down. I took a spill, right? That's not a knife issue. That's not a quality control issue. That's a, hey, let's make the customer happy and have the customer tell a good story about us to the rest of the knife owners out there. And that's exactly the way it should have been handled. And it's totally the opposite of the way that this other situation was handled. And like I said, I'm not gonna get into who was right and who's wrong and all that in the other situation. But I will say that, man, that was the absolute worst way that you could handle that situation. So we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. All right. So let's see. What else do I have to talk about? We did 5 for 5. We talked about RSK. Who wants to hear story time? Anybody want to hear story time? Yeah. Jeremy's like, yeah,
I'm going to grab me another beverage.
Okay. So there's a lot of people. Let's see. SE has the same attitude. I haven't had to use their warranty, but a buddy of mine was screwing around, broke the tip on his SE4, and they didn't even blink. They replaced it. There you go. So, OTIP, that's another good example of how you take the high ground and you raise your the way that you're viewed. The optics of your company are increased. So SE gives their company better optics by taking care of somebody's warranty issue than by arguing with them and not reaching out to them and trying to make things right. Again, I'm not going to talk about the quality of anybody's products or anything like that. But I will say that there are a lot of companies out there who go out of their way to try to make the customer happy, especially when we're talking about something small. We're talking about one knife. We're talking about some parts. Right? You know, you're always better off making the situation more positive than making a negative out of it. And this situation was definitely made into a negative.
Yeah, all right. Can I make a comment on Dark Gravity's comment?
Yeah, I didn't see it, but go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm not doubting, that he has a case. Otherwise, the legal team wouldn't have even bothered sending the paperwork. We're talking more about the optics than anything. The optics are what
correct
everybody is, up in arms about. Brian has said the same things he said about hitter knives about other companies, and other companies haven't gone after him. His main point was that the 59 to 61 heat treat range is garbage for M390 20CV.
Right, but
most custom makers, you'll get anywhere from 62 to 64.
Right, but Jeremy, I didn't even want to delve into that. Dark Gravity says, very disappointed and not looking for the truth about the transparent RSK issue. I'm out. He's missing the whole point that I'm trying to make. Dark Gravity, I apologize that you're going to leave the stream, but listen, man, you're missing the point I'm trying to make. If somebody cannot say something negative about a knife manufacturer or any manufacturer for that matter, without the threat of a lawsuit, okay, or without the threat of legal action, then that's a very, very slippery slope for the rest of us in the knife community. I'm only talking about the customer service aspect of it and the way that this was handled. I'm not talking about who was right and who was wrong. Okay? This could have been handled drastically different. And the only reason I brought this up in the stream tonight, again, was because I think it pertains to our community. Okay? I think it pertains to the way that we talk about knives and we discuss knives and we discuss how we like the blade steels and how we think they perform. There's only shades of gray between the way that we discuss things and the way that Brian discussed things. Again, it could have been handled way different. So I'm going to move on from that because that wasn't supposed to be the whole main theme of the stream tonight. I've got story time, I've got giveaways and all that, but I felt like it was worth mentioning and it needed to be aired out because, again, I just don't feel it's a good optic for the community. All right. Anyway, no, I did not do the giveaway. That's coming up. So I'm going to do story time. I will do 2 stories. Since there are a lot of people here that have never heard how I got my first knife, I'm going to retell that story first, and then I will give you another story afterwards. So here we go. So I got my first knife. I was 10 years old. My dad held a knife up to me. It was a Sears Craftsman Barlow, and he held it up in front of me. And he said, I'm going to try to give you the more abbreviated version of this. He said, listen, he said, I want to tell you a story about something that happened to me when I was young. And he said, I was about 13 years old. I lived in Hartford, Connecticut. I went to the circus that day and I went inside and I sat up in the bleachers. And he said, that was the day of the Hartford Circus fire. A fire broke out inside the Big Top. Flames shot up to the ceiling. Fire was dripping down like rain. People were screaming. Entrances were blocked. And he said, so after I got over being panicked at what I saw and what was happening, he said, I looked around and I realized I could jump off the back of the bleachers into some straw. So he did that. And he said, and now he's holding a knife in front of me, a single blade Sears Barlow like this. And he said, after I got out of the bleachers, he said, I took out my pocket knife and I sawed through a section of the canvas tent and I wiggled through and I escaped and I lived. He said, I never told this story to anyone in the family, not even your other brothers and sisters, not even your mom. They know I was in the fire. They know I survived, but I've never told them the story. And he said, the reason I'm telling you this story, he goes, is because I'm giving you a knife. It's a tool. It's something that you should always keep on you. I hope you never have to use it to save your life. He goes, but if you do, you'd rather have it than not. You'd rather not ever need to use this knife to save your life. But I want you to have one just in case. So I'm stunned. I'm 10 years old and I'm sitting there with my mouth agape and my dad holding this knife in front of me, which looks really big. I'm 10 years old and he's holding a full-size Barlow, which to me looks like a pretty big knife. And he said, you know, if it's ever dull, let me know. I'll sharpen it until you learn how to sharpen your own knife. And he said, but I want you to have this knife. So that's the story of how I got my first knife. And if you look on my YouTube channel, it actually says I got my first knife as a kid and my dad used a knife to save his life. And that's true. But that's not where the story ends. There's more to this story than how I got my first knife. So I got my first knife. I don't have that knife anymore. It got lost in a box of stuff that I had shipped back from Japan when I was in the Marine Corps that never arrived to me. So that kind of bummed me out. But anyway, years later, a few years after my dad died in his late 80s, I'm reading some articles and I see a link to the Hartford Circus fire. It was in the National Public Archives. And I'm reading that, and there's another link to Wikipedia. And it has an excerpt from the public archives, and it talks about a survivor account, a lady, and her survivor account of how she survived the Hartford Circus fire. And I don't have that in front of me like I did the first time I told this story, but here's the basic gist of it. She says, I went to the circus that day. I was supposed to meet some friends. They didn't come to my house, so I went there. I went in. I sat in the bleachers. The fire broke out. It went up to the top of the Big Top. Fire's dripping down everywhere. People are panicking. The entrances are blocked. I don't know what to do. I look around, I see this young man, maybe a teenager, and he jumps off the back of the bleachers into the straw. So I figure I can make it too. So I jump off the back of the bleachers into the straw as well. And then he takes out his pocket knife and he saws a slit in the canvas. And he grabs me and another little girl and pulls us out and saves our lives. And we live. That's my dad. So again, this is a crazy story, but this is the full circle part of it. So she didn't know who that guy was at the time when she made that statement. But apparently, so I saw this and I looked her up and I got a hold of her son, and her son said, well, she passed away recently, but somebody else in your family also saw the article. One of your uncles or cousins or whatever knew that your dad was in the fire and gave him that information. And your dad and my mom talked and they agreed, their stories were identical, and they agreed that your father is the one who saved my mother's life and another little girl. That's some crazy shit. Okay. And that's also the reason why my entire life, after hearing my dad's story, that's the reason why I've always had a fascination with knives. That's always why I've loved knives, because I've always carried one everywhere I could. I've had a lot of different ones in my life, but I never, ever will forget that day and that story that my dad told me about basically, how a knife saved his life and him giving me my first one. So anyway, that's the beginning of story time. So Chase Wilkerson said, yeah, that's wild. Yeah, exactly. So, again, he said to me, he goes, at the end, he said, you wouldn't be here. None of your siblings would be here. He goes, none of you guys would exist if I didn't have a pocket knife on me. But what he didn't tell me that day was that he also saved some other people's lives. And obviously those people's children and grandchildren and all that are around today because of that. So anyway, so that's that's the story of how I got my first knife. But more importantly, it's the story of how my dad survived and saved the lives of a couple of other people. One of which finally got to know before she passed away who it was that actually saved her. So very, very, very cool story. So you guys want one more? What do you think? You want one more quick one before we do the giveaways?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. All right, man. So listen, I'm going to tell you a casino story real quick. So when I was a casino manager, we had a lot of security officers that worked for us. There was about 100 per shift, give or take, at where I worked. And sometimes I would shake my head at who they would hire. Not because they weren't good people, but just because of what the job that we had to do a lot of times. So they hired this guy, and I'm going to change his name, even though he's passed away. He's not alive anymore. But they hired this guy. He was at the time he was hired to be a security officer at the casino. He was 80-year-old Egyptian guy. And he was about 5'3" and about 110 pounds soaking wet. And they hired him to be a security guard for the casino. And we're going to say his name was Rahim. Anyway, so he got trained for like a month, and we normally train people for like 2 weeks, and then they get to kind of go out on their own and start doing the job. But we trained him for like a month, and we finally put him out on his own. And hey, Cue Ball, what's up, my man? So we put him out on his own and as a security officer, and Rahimi basically goes out and he's he's on the casino floor, and I hear him on the radio, and this is what I hear. He goes, I hear the radio, and he goes, Rahim to security. And they go ahead. And he goes, yes, I found $1 on the floor. And they go, okay, what's your 20? Now, that's radio speak for what's your location. He says, no, not a 20. I found $1. Right? So I see him. I look across the casino, and I see him standing over on one side of the casino near the slot machines. And so they ask him, they go, 10-4, you have $1. Go ahead and pick that up. And he goes, you want me to pick it up? And they go, yes, please pick it up. So the procedure that we had, if you found money of any consequence on a casino floor, was you just picked it up and you held it flat in your hand like this, so that the cameras on the ceiling can see the money, right? So if you found a $100 bill, say for instance, on the ground and nobody claims it, guess what? That's the casino's money. But they want to prove that when and where you found it, right? So you put it in your hand and you carry it back to wherever they tell you to carry it to. In this case, you carry it to the security booth. So they tell him, pick it up. And he goes, okay. And so he holds it up over his head like this, up in the air. And I see him and I'm like, yeah, it's the supervisor. So I'm on my way over there. So I go over to him and I go, hey man, it's okay. I go, just put your hand down. I go, let's walk up to the security booth. But the funniest part of the whole situation is like, because he's only 5'2", 5'3", and he's got his hand up like this. He walks up to the booth, and the booth specifically has a really high counter so that people can't like dive over it and try to, like it has small slits in the windows and everything. So when I look back at the footage, it shows all you see walking up to the security booth, like sticking up above the camera, is this. You just see his hand with a dollar bill in it. And that's how he brought the money up to them. And they're like, what? Like all of a sudden, like this hand shows up with money in it. Like that's all you see because he was so short. But anyway, that's a story about Fahim. He was a pretty funny guy. He didn't know where he was either. Like they asked him where he was again, and he's like, I don't know. I've never been here before. And he's like, we're like, we trained you for a month, dude. Like, how do you not know where you are? All right. So anyway, enough of story time for tonight. I told two stories, so we're going to get to the part of the evening that you all are the most interested in, right? Everybody's interested in giveaways. So we're going to get to that. Did he like getting this? Did he like getting the stitches out?
Mini faction got his stitches out.
Oh, mini faction. Yeah, mini faction cut his finger because he was using a knife he wasn't supposed to be. But now he's got bragging rights that he cut himself, and he'll have that scar forever, right? No longer has stitches. Woohoo! Okay, there we go. What's up, my man, Mattisfaction? All right. So anyway, now that we got the heated part of the Ethan Ruins EDC Tri-State sent me. Cool. Well, thank you for being here, Bluminati Ninja and Ethan Ruins EDC. Where are you guys at? Right there. Boom. Thank you guys for showing up. Appreciate it. You missed the heated discussion that we had, or not heated, but the slightly heated discussion we had earlier. Let's see. The giveaways. Let's move on to that. So right now we got 67 people in here. There's one other thing I did need to talk about. The word of the week, starting this week. All right, so you guys know about 5 and 5. I'll let anybody come on for 5 minutes with 5 of their knives and show them off. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to. And a couple of people are already coming on next week to do that. I'm also going to be doing something called the word of the week. So what I'm going to do is somewhere in my broadcast every week, there will be a word of the week called the wow. And if you keep track of the word of the week, all right, I'm not going to do it this week. I'm going to wait a few weeks. If you keep track of what the word of the week is on my live stream every week, I will have small prize giveaways for people who can guess the word of the week from specific weeks of my broadcast. So here is the word of the week for this week. I'm not always going to put it up on the screen for you to find easily. It might be in the ticker. I might show it in a little flashcard. I might say what it is. But if you pay attention and you write down the word every week, there will be prize giveaways in the future for word of the week. So you're going to need to know what they are, and you're going to need to know what live stream date. This is 5/10. So this week's word of the week is dillygaff. All right? It's going to be different stuff all the time. Dillygaff. Jeremy's laughing because Jeremy actually knows what dillygaff means. But for those of you folks in the stream who don't know what dillygaff means means, does it look like I give a fuck? Okay? That's what dillygaff means, folks.
That's my nickname when people see me on the street.
Okay? So every week there will be a word or phrase, the word of the week. Write it down, keep track of it, look for it on the live stream. I'm going to see if you guys are paying attention. All right. So we can get rid of that real quick. Let's see. There we go. We'll put that up instead. Right? Okay. So giveaway. Let's do the online giveaway that you don't need to be present for first. Okay?
Be right back.
Yep. So we got random comment picker up here. I've already linked in the video. We're going to do get comments. It looks like there are 90. Let's see how many. There are 91 unique comments for this video. So you got a 1 in 91 chance of winning the prize pack. So here we go, folks. See if we can get this centered. We're going to do a drawing for the winner. Leland Phil. Leland Phil. Let's see what his comment is. He says, congrats on the subs. My favorite for sentimental reasons is my Cold Steel 8020. It was mine and my fiance's first blade show together purchase. All right, well, I don't know if Leland Phil is in the stream tonight or not. If he is, contact me at eionansedge@gmail.com. And if he's not, I'm going to leave him a comment after the live is over. And Leland will have 5 days to contact me and give me his information and mailing address. Otherwise, I will give this stuff away again on next week's live. But congratulations, Leland Phil, subscriber. I have seen him in the lives and other places. So I know he's a legitimate actual person, and he is a subscriber to my channel. He's left comments before. So congratulations, Leland. Okay. So everybody knows what Leland won. Now we're going to get to the good stuff, folks. So now I'm going to put my crazy giveaway hat on. Here we go. My crazy giveaway hat. Crazy giveaway hat, folks. So let's talk about what you're going to win here in giveaway number 2. All right. So if you missed it in the video and you haven't signed up yet, too bad. The bonus knife. Right? The bonus knife is going to be the Schrade 303M. So some of you guys may remember this knife. I actually reviewed this knife. It's a little 5th pocket carry knife, uses 9CR18 MOV, has a titanium coated blade and frame. Cool little knife. Let's see if we can get this open. That is the Schrade 303B. Or M, I'm sorry. And that is the bonus knife for the giveaway, along with the QSP Hawk in the sky blue micarta. So there's a few other items I mentioned for the giveaway. Some swag items. You know you're getting 2 Mrs. Edge hanks, right? 2 really nice double-sided knife hanks. You know that you're getting a knife roll that holds between 19 and 21 knives, maybe a little more, depending on how big your knives are. There's some other swag. Smoky Mountain Knife Works koozie. Here's the actual knife, the QSP. For those of you who haven't seen it, I'm pretty sure everybody has. This is the bad boy here with the sky blue micarta. Beautiful knife. There's a whole bunch of swag in here. There's the Olight that's going with the drawing. There's a sticker pack. It has a whole bunch of stuff in it, guys. Good golly Miss Molly. It's got Gonzo stickers, Eionan's Edge stickers, M-Bomb Jerky stickers, Grumpy Grunt stickers. I did not receive my Tri-State stickers yet that I asked Cara for, but if they get here before I mail this stuff out, which will either be Saturday or Monday, I'll be glad to include those. OCD for EDC, Sabibi, Forrest Hanks. Let's see. We the People. There is one little Tri-State sticker here for Tri-State River Valley Creations. Cue Ball. Saturday Night Live. What else we got in here? There's a few other ones in here too. Mattisfaction. There's a Mattisfaction sticker. That's one of the cool holographic looking silvery ones. So there's a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch of other stickers in here. That all goes with the prize pack. Whole bunch of those are coming out to you guys. And I'm not going to show you every little secret that's in here, but I will tell you, I mentioned an extra item that's knife related. Countertop knife strap. Has a padded bottom, non-slip padded bottom, has a strap, has a green sharpener all polish in it. Put it down on the edge of the counter. Strap your knives, baby. Get them nice and sharp. Right on. That's the secret giveaway item for this giveaway. And I will show you one other small item that's going to be in here. There's a bunch more swag, but whoa. Oh, okay, so there's a bunch of stuff like that. That's not all of it. There's a bunch more. Anyway, that's all the stuff that's coming in this, along with the knife, the flashlight, the 5th pocket trade carry knife, the Hanks, all the stuff. This is all coming in this big box. All right. So, moderators, get ready, get set. We need you guys to put up a start and the giveaway rules. My screen and the moderator screen will be the final. We will be doing a number range giveaway. You guys are all familiar with this. 1 guess per person. You must be 18 years of age. You must have a U.S. mailing address to enter this giveaway. 1 guess per person. Closest without going over wins. In the event of a tie, there will be a knife off. 2 men enter. 1 man leaves. All right.
Could be more than 1. Or could be more than 2.
Very, very, very possible. So the number range that we're going to be working with tonight is going to be 666 to 777. Go. Oh, I should probably put the number up so that you guys know there's an actual number. Here it is. I'll put it in the furnace pipe. There we go. All right, people, have at it. We got some guesses rolling in. I love it. Are you guessing, Freak Show?
No.
You're not guessing? You can guess for somebody else if you want to. I'm playing for Gonzo. Q-Ball said, I'm playing for Gonzo. I see some good guesses in here. I see some really good guesses in here. $65 people. Thank you guys so much for coming in tonight, too. 65 people in the stream tonight. That's freaking awesome. That breaks a record, actually.
While everybody's guessing, I'll just say the reason I came on here tonight was just so people would know if they see me at Blade Show who I am. Me and the wife will be down at Blade Show this year. So if you see me walking around with a shoulder high lady, that'll be us.
All right. Yeah, and thank you very much, brother, for coming on the show, sharing the knives, hanging out to chat. Really appreciate it. So,
not a problem.
Was a pleasure.
It took me 2 beverages to kill the nerves before I came on, but
I understand.
I'm not one for public speaking at all.
Well, now you know how it feels, man, to be on the live stream, right? So you're welcome back anytime.
I've never even posted a picture of me on my Instagram.
All right. Well, I feel very honored, dude, that you came on my stream for the initial internet face reveal. Thanks so much. I won't be at Blade Show this year, but I definitely will be there next year. I definitely have plans in the works. We have money set aside to go visit our kids and our grandkids coming up, and we can't spend that on Blade Show. So let's see.
I'm lucky and I guess you could say in some cases misfortunate enough that our grandkids live with us.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's both good and bad, right?
Yeah, they're 2 and 4, so there's no such thing as rest until they go to bed.
That is true. As a
My
parent,
grandson's been,
and a grandparent.
my
All right,
grandson's been trying to come out on the back porch with me since I came out here, and it's a fight to try to keep him in the house.
All right, so moderators, let's throw up a stop. I think, oh, there we go. Gonzo's got it. Okay, so I will tell you the range was 666 to 777. And we did have a winner. We did have a winner. The actual number that I had written down was 667. So I don't think anybody hit this number right on the head, but I know at least one person guessed 666. And I believe it was Pocket Metal.
Who's the evil one?
I believe it was Pocket Metal. Mods, you want to run back up there and confirm that for me? But I believe that the only 666 that we had, and the number was 667, so remember, closest without going over, was Pocket Metal.
No offense, Pocket Metal, but why does that not surprise me?
Let's see. There's Pocket Metal at 666. Mods, you see anybody else with 666? Brent got 700. Papa Rhino put the range up, but not the number. I think
Fits
that
so
is
well with your name, Pocket Metal.
Well, it was 667. Satan +1.
Yeah, but
So
his guess.
It's going to be Pocket Metal, folks. Pocket Metal for the win.
Congrats, Pocket Metal.
Congratulations. Obviously, you know how to get a hold of me, man. Instagram me or eionansedge@gmail.com. Send me your address. That's probably the only thing I don't have of yours. And I'll get this out to you. Everybody else, I want to thank you guys. I had a great time tonight. Have some more things in the works for next week. Remember that there's going to be another episode of Fully Deployed this Sunday, May 15th. That will be episode 2. And there will be a new character in there. And Jason Brown, if you are in the stream tonight, which I believe you are still in the stream, something that you inquired about for Fully Deployed will probably happen in episode 2. So check it out, folks. All right. Once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. I will tell you this. The next time that the stream goes over 60 viewers, I will sing for you guys. Because Mattisfaction and I were talking about singing. And I used to sing in a band. And
don't get demonetized. Well, you're not monetized yet. So
right. So anyway, if we go over 60 subscribers in a future live stream, I will acapella a song for you guys. All right. Anyway, thank you all again for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the support. The channel growth has been fantastic.
Will do, Dwayne.
Be able to give away all this stuff to you guys, and I'm glad some people from the community won both giveaways. So super cool. All right, folks, that's all I got. I'm going to jump off here. Thank you once again, Freak Show, for jumping in tonight, doing 5x5 and being my special guest. Enjoyed it, brother. You're welcome back anytime. Everyone else, have a great night. We'll see you all next Tuesday.
Have a good one.
Have a good one, brother.